Hi everyone. I just wanted to make a video instead of a blog post this time. I kept thinking about what I would write and it ended up being such like a long thing. I wanted to express my gratitude to a lot of people. I wanted to provide you guys with an update on how I've been doing and hopefully talk a little bit about faith. I know a lot of people have told me that they've been really impacted by the things that I've put on my blog and stuff like that about my faith. So I really wanted to cover all three of those topics. So, first of all, thank you so much to everyone who has supported me and prayed for me throughout this entire process. You guys are absolutely amazing, whether you're friends, family, or even if you're just strangers. I had so many people, like from my school or who were friend of a friend of a friend, contact me over Facebook and say that, my blog is inspirational and giving me support and love. And it's just been absolutely incredible. So, thank you so much to every single person who supported me through this whole journey. All of the messages and texts I know I've written on my blog really do help with this whole process and help me get through it. And so you guys are absolutely amazing. Um, I also want to thank everyone who went to the fundraiser for me. I know I was pretty out of it on meds at that point, so I'm not exactly sure how many people were there. I know my parents had a lot of people showed up, and thank you so much of the gift to be able to stay in this hotel that's near Loyola for this 100-day period after my transplant. Um, it is absolutely incredible that on top of medical bills and everything else, that I don't have to worry about the financial burden to my parents right now. Um, Living in a hotel for 100 days is obviously extremely expensive. And so, thank you so, 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 so much for everyone who went to that wonderful, wonderful fundraiser. And you have no idea how much of an impact that's had on me and my entire family. So, thank you. I also want to thank everyone who's cooked for my family at home and taken care of them. I know there are anonymous people who would drop off little gifts and dinners and cookies and all kinds of things, and I can't tell you how much we've appreciated that. Thank you so much. Um, I know, like, an anonymous person actually dropped off the coolest gift of these, like, knitted snowballs. And I hope that you're seeing this video because that was the coolest thing. And you had a little note about, um, how I could play out in the snow, but inside because I couldn't go outside into the snow. And it was just so, so sweet, like so thoughtful. And it's the gifts like that that are just amazing. So thank you to everyone who has dropped off gifts or food or has helped my family or me. Thank you a lot. And I also want to especially thank both of my sets of grandparents for all that they've done. I know Grandma and Grandpa Lobig, you came all the way from Florida um, just to do whatever you could to help us. And I really, really appreciate all the help that you've given me and my family during this time. And Grandma and Grandpa Wilgoss, I know that you guys have given me so many cards with gift cards in them, which were so awesome when I was home because I think I ate dinner out like every night when I was home, especially since now in this 100 days I can't really eat restaurant food. It was awesome to have all those gift cards and all the little gifts that you've given me, chocolates and cookies and all that kind of stuff. And thank you so much for cooking for the family so often too. I know they've really, really appreciated it. So thank you so much to both of my grandparents for helping with driving and coming, sometimes from far away. So thank you so much. Um, so just thank you to friends, families, and strangers. I wish that there was something I could do to almost like repay you guys, but at the same time, I know that when you give, you don't necessarily want anything back. Um, and so, what I'm hoping is that I can pay this forward by helping someone else who has cancer in the future. And I know there were people who really helped me, who explained, the process of chemo and transplant and all kinds of things. So I really want to do that for someone else and be able to help them through the process. So um, I also want to give you an update on how I've been doing because I know I haven't posted on my blog in forever and I feel horrible. I just didn't really know how to start, or I had so much I wanted to say. I figured a video would be a lot easier. So, um, back in January, I had 8 rounds of radiation treatment. So it was 4 days of twice a day radiation, which is a little different than the chemo. And I didn't get as bad side effects from the radiation. So it wasn't too bad. And then I was admitted to the hospital on the bone marrow transplant floor. And on February 4th, I received my bone marrow transplant from my little sister Mary, who was so strong and so brave. I swear, she is the toughest person I know. She was amazing. She had to go through 5 days of shots to start with to get her. They're called Neupogen shots, and they make her stem cells reproduce more quickly so that she has more stem cells in her body, so that when they needed to take the stem cells out, there were enough um, to take out for me. But I know that she had to go through a minor surgery to get a catheter placed, kind of like I have. I'll show you here. And basically, what it is there are little tubes that you can draw blood from. And I guess her arms were a little too small for it to be done by IV. So instead, she had to go through a minor surgery and get a catheter placed and then get it out before she left. So it was a 2-day process, and she had to stay overnight in the hospital and have 2 days of pretty uncomfortable. I guess there was like I guess the catheter they put in wasn't very comfortable, and there's kind of a pulling sensation because it's pulling the blood out of her body. And so I know she went through a lot, and I could never thank her enough. My little sister has literally saved my life, and it just feels absolutely incredible. So thank you, Mary. Um, so then after my transplant, which was on February 4th, which is now, we call it my second birthday because it's kind of the day that I was given life, literally, which is so cool. So February 4th was the transplant. And then I had to stay on the transplant floor for about 2 more weeks um, after the transplant to recover, um, which was okay, but it is kind of hard because for this 100-day period, it starts on February 4th. I think my mom and I calculated it, and it'll be May 15th is the last day. But I'm not totally sure on that. I'm pretty sure it's May 15th. Um, so for this 100-day period, I had to be doing an hour of exercise every day, even here at the hotel. And even exercise for me is even walking, but I've been doing stairs and doing really, hard stuff for me. So, but on the floor, I would always walk for an hour a day, and I would kind of split it up, do 3 20-minute walks usually. Um, I have like eating restrictions where I have to eat um, kind of as many calories as I can in a day because believe it or not, my body right now is burning 3 to 4 thousand calories a day, which is a lot. Just because it's working so hard to, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's something with the transplant. My body is working a lot harder right now. So I have to eat a certain number of calories, but I can't have anything from a restaurant or anything that's not prepared and cooked here. So I've been eating a lot of like frozen meals, and ice cream is like my favorite. We've been getting a lot of Ben and Jerry's and stuff like that, which is awesome. But so I have to really focus on eating and exercise are the two main things. And even when I was on the floor, I have to be upright and like on a couch or a chair or something, not laying in bed for 10 hours out of the day. So most of the day, I'm allowed to take a short nap in the afternoon, but I need to be upright because when you lay down, your lungs, when you breathe, don't have to work as hard. So, what happens to a lot of patients is if you're just laying down all the time, it's really easy to get pneumonia. And so I have to be really, really careful that I'm sitting up enough so that, fluid doesn't get into my lungs and I don't have any problems there. Um, so now I'm in it's called 100 days of isolation. It's not complete isolation, but visitors have to wear masks and stuff like that. Those fun masks that they give you in the hospital. Um, and so I still have to go to the hospital cancer center twice a week to see my doctor. And the good thing is that I would say the past week or so, I've been feeling really, really good, which I'm really excited about. Now that the chemo and the radiation, oh, I forgot to mention, after the radiation treatments, I had to go through really, really aggressive chemo for 2 days before the actual transplant. And it was really tough. Obviously, you can see my hair hasn't really started growing back yet. I have some fuzz that didn't quite fall out, but it was, the worst chemo that I've had to have. But they wanted to completely wipe out my cells so that my sisters would take in my body. Um, so that was way a long time ago before my transplant, obviously. But um, now, like I said, I've been feeling really good. Side effects are kind of going away, and it should last a little while. It's kind of like a roller coaster where it's just up and down throughout the entire 100-day period, pretty much. Um, but I've been exercising every day. I have a lot of medications I have to take that just keep me healthy, keep my body working the way it's supposed to. Um, and yeah, I just kind of hang out here. I am trying to find enough things to do, but honestly, at this point, being bored is like a really good thing for me. So it's not too bad. Um, Last of all, I know that I've talked about my faith a lot on my blog, and I've had a lot of people like ask me questions or say that they were really inspired by what I've said in the past. And so I just wanted to explain a little bit how my faith has helped me through this process. Because it's literally carried me through this entire process. I honestly believe that everything happens for a reason, and I honestly believe that God has an amazing plan for my life. Um, I think that God can make good come from the worst situations, and I think that He's made a lot of good come from this. Um, I know a lot of people have told me that um, their lives have changed in some ways because they've seen me go through chemo. I know a lot of people have said, oh, it's easier to do this and this, like to take an exam or write a paper or whatever, because um, if you can get through chemo, I know I can get through a paper exam. And that encouragement to other people is something I really hope I can continue for years and years, because it's amazing to have, I don't know, to have this platform almost and reach so many different kinds of people. It's amazing. And I think God is really using it in really, really cool ways. Um, I know at first it was kind of a feeling of why me and why did I have to get cancer? A perfectly healthy, happy college student um, who never ever would have thought that she would have cancer. So why me? But instead of asking that now, I think that when you commit your life to God, honestly, um, He's going to call you to do some hard things. And everyone has different hard times in their lives. It might be financial difficulty, it might be, there's so many different challenges that we all face throughout life. And yes, not everyone has to go through cancer like what I've been called to, but I honestly believe that this is something that's happening for a reason. And even if I don't really know what that reason is yet, someday I will. And so my faith has really gotten me through this entire process. Well, I think this video is long enough, so I'm going to let you go. But thank you again to everyone. I cannot even start to express how grateful I am for everything everyone has done for me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope I continue to feel good and get better. And like I said, it's kind of a roller coaster, so I may experience some side effects and things from chemo and the radiation and all that. But hopefully by the end of that 100 days, I'm going to be feeling back to normal. It'll probably be around mid-May. Like I said, May 15th. Um, and so I just gotta get myself to there. So I love you all and thank you so, so, so much. Bye bye.